and we were leaving, and we were walking out the door, and this kid, like, bro, this like skinny guy was like, "Hey, Hunter, how's the Whole Foods treating you?"
Yeah.
I thought he was going to go beat Hunter, right?
Yeah. Maybe it's like, oh, Hunter's looking a little big right now. Maybe
Hunter's looking pretty fucking good right now.
Says against Stan instead.
It seems like Hunter's like from when you saw him, Brett, like he was looking big then, but it seems like just lately he's kept that waist real tight. Like he actually, I think you went underrated a little bit about Pittsburgh Pro Guest posing too. Like I think even I underrated him a bit, but when I saw some footage actually yesterday of that, and it was just iPhone footage. But sometimes I feel like everyone knows what footage looks like from a bodybuilding comp on their iPhone. And I saw the way he looked there, and maybe because he's a bit sharper than some of the guys, but I was actually like, oh, on second look, I'm more impressed with him than I was initially. Like, what did you think, Brett, of Hunter, like, I suppose, when you're out there with Gasp and compared to now and what you've seen?
I think he's got it, man. He's got everything. All his thing is he just needs a peak. And I've had this conversation with him. I'll say it to his face. He just needs a peak for real for the first time. You know what I mean? Like better than 85%. I don't think he's ever peaked over 85% of his potential. And he's still never lost a show besides the Olympia. That's the crazy part. He has all the parts. He just has to bring it all together with the dryness, with the hardness at the end. He's always he looks phenomenal at what is he 9-10 weeks out right now? Waist is down.
Yeah.
And I mean, honestly, we got to kind of give a little credit to Nick Trigilli making all those videos to make him start eating Whole Foods, because it did work. We got to admit it did work, and I was around him, and I kind of gave shit for that because, dude, I was dying. So we were at that gym, Dennis James gym. I don't remember what it's called down there. Stu used
Fitness One.
Yeah, we were there. We were training. We were leaving. And we were walking out the door, and this kid, like, bro, this like skinny guy was like, "Hey, Hunter, how's the Whole Foods treating you?" Bro, I like stopped, and I like
little prick
looked over at Hunter, and like you could just see it on his face. He just got like pissed, It's just like he's like, "Why not deal with it?" Like I looked at him, I'm letting you handle this. I just walked out the door, and he comes walking out. He started laughing with me because I was dying, dude. I was like, dude, you got these like kids coming up to you and telling you to eat whole food and everything now. But the thing is, like, he was. I think he really has cut out all the protein shakes and stuff. And there is some truth to that. There really is. Look at the midsection. I mean, just the inflammation in the water hole, and like you can just tell there is a little bit of a difference when it comes to subcutaneous and everything. So
and fullness too.
Yeah, so I mean, I think it's working. I think he's on a good groove. I mean, even though Stu looked just as good as he did, recently too. That was a good guest posing out of you guys.
He was probably still drinking shakes back then.
Yeah, probably. He probably cut him out.
But yeah, he's actually 11 weeks out here, so he's in a great spot to look. I think he's going to look his best ever, just based on these updates as well. It seems like there's more muscle there. It seems like it's like harder, more mature looking for this far out. Like it's just, to me, it's a different look. And you got to remember as well, like he obviously does well in the judging in general because he placed fourth at that Olympia. Yeah. And I remember hearing as well Dennis James saying that like Hunter's better in person. Like he was like right up there, and he said Hunter's definitely better to see in person. So
very big. That like you don't realize it just standing here, but he's a big dude.
There's some people that doesn't just shows on the screen. Like some people you really have to see them in person to catch their size, and he is one of them. And like Brett said, it's not a matter of like he's really missing anything. It's just that peak. Because he's always like looking great the whole prep. He's never really get way off in the off season anyway. It's just that peak, the last adjustments, he hasn't nailed it yet, so hasn't been able to show work.
I have a theory about Hunter that I'd like your guys' opinion on. So he's never, like you said, he's never really peaked 100% for a show, right? Like he won nationals, I think Chicago was probably his best condition. I think, he won Tampa, he's won all these shows without being like 100%. And I think maybe what the issue is like he's never gotten like over dieted, really dug out, stringy, shredded. Like, I think we've all kind of done that at some point. Like, we kind of overdid it. But then the next time you do that, next time you do a prep, like, you get in shape way easier to get to that point again, right? I don't know if he's ever done that. He's kind of gotten away with it because he's got all these other attributes that are like really good, where he can win shows. But like, I wonder if maybe he needs to like overdo it at least once, get on stage like stringier and lighter than he really should be in the open, right? And then, once he hits that true condition for the first time, it's going to be like just automatic from there on out. Does that make sense?
I think you are 1,000% correct, and I think the best thing he could do, their team could do, is take the scale away. Literally, not use the scale the entire prep. I think if he did that, I think he would be the best version ×2 right there. Because like, I think it's like, and it is with all of us. We've been there, right? But I think it's more so with him. Like, if you notice, every update has the weight listed. Just like screw the weight. You have enough size. That's just the last 4 weeks. Just get dug the fuck out. And like, just listen to your coach. Don't try to debate because you think you're going too flat. I agree completely. I think if he did that and then filled back up, maybe came in early, like you said, like maybe 6 weeks to 2 weeks out, just fucking dig. Don't look at the scale and then fill back up those last 2 into the show. I think it'd be a whole different Hunter for sure.
And maybe you lose a couple pounds of tissue, but like if you're peeled, it's not going to matter. And you give yourself the time to dig yourself out of the hole at the end too.
Look at Dorian Yates. Why did he win? Because he was the most conditioned. Because he over dieted, but he put so much size on in the off season that he could over diet a little bit and still sacrifice some size, pulling down some weight, just to get to that conditioning level.
But the shakes that could play a part too. When he's cutting down, like the calorie intake is way lower. The liquid just goes through so much, so maybe he's losing too much fullness at some point, and he was always scared to get into that over dieted phase where his weight just shoots down, and that's why maybe he never done it. But like with having the whole food, the whole prep, be able maybe to control that that descent a little better and be able to just get low in body fat without like just dropping weight. And like Well said, if you're too focused on that, just panicking and screwing everything up.
Yeah, and as well with shakes is too, like a lot of the time those shakes are absorbed reasonably quickly, and when you're dieting, if you're going low on carbs and in stuff in general, your body has a process called gluconeogenesis where it's converting a certain amount of those amino acids into glucose. So it's an inefficient thing for the body to actually have to do. So if your body's doing that a lot when you're having extra shakes and you're not doing many calories and you don't have those carbs to sort of preserve those amino acids to have them used for what they're meant to be used for, it's just an inefficient process. So I think that I notice when I diet and I'm eating more whole foods, I feel like for the same amount of calories, I actually get leaner. Like I notice my body and I feel like I stay a little bit fuller as well. So I might do 1 shake a day or 2 maybe at the start of a prep if I'm doing 7 servings of protein a day. But yeah, doing like 3 or 4, I feel like I would just feel terrible and hungry anyway, and just not feel that same level of fullness in the gym. It's just, I don't know, it just doesn't feel the same, I guess. But post-workout and stuff, yeah, it's still, I think, useful.
Yeah.
But somehow we really got off track and we talked a lot about Hunter in the middle of
track. I forgot.
We got into some good conversation.
Yeah, no, I liked it, but I don't even know how we got to Hunter.
Oh yeah, Cali Pro. Let's go.
Yeah, because Patrick Moore was potentially going to take on Hunter, and we just Hope you guys enjoyed this short clip from a full episode of Bodybuilding University, which is going to be up live soon after this clip. So make sure you stay tuned to Desktop Bodybuilding. Give the video a thumbs up, smash that like button, but also subscribe and hit the notification bell button so you won't miss out on when that video goes live. And if you are watching like a day after this, then the video is probably already live right now on Desktop Bodybuilding, so check it out. Also, if you do subscribe, you'll be getting daily bodybuilding news live and all the programming from Desktop Bodybuilding. So that's it for this one, guys. Xavier Wills, this is Desktop Bodybuilding, and we are out.